D-Drops is not some kind of business solution you'll hear about on the Bloomberg channel. We at D-Drops think the world shouldn't solely exist out of problems and solutions all day long. We believe that the world should be filled with treasures worth hundreds of dollars, unique digital items, and exciting game experiences to make your day fun and entertaining while getting rewarded in real crypto prizes. So we decided to build this world. How, you might be wondering? Well, that's easy. We are building an AR layer based on blockchain technology. Our DOP token will be the center of this ecosystem. With its special tax, it will enable our smart contract to drop treasures and NFTs throughout the world. But the smart contract isn't the only one dropping things. Everyone can drop blockchain assets based on their own geolocation. Holders of our DOP token will be able to experience this world. In our AR layer, everything is possible, from treasure hunts to minigames. Join us now on our journey towards this exciting world on ddrops.world. Happy hunting.
D-Drops. I am so excited about this one. AR crypto treasure hunts. This idea has not been discovered. It hasn't been, it hasn't been out there. And D-Drops kind of like has this development where they have different phases and how they're going to build it. And the AR layer that's overlapping with the real world, it's astonishing how they put everything together. I've been reading through their white paper. I've been looking at how they've been putting things together, how they've been marketing so well, and how they've visually created something that it kind of like has a little touch to it, a little sparkle, and it has something that has that utility that can see a long future, right? As you can see, they have phase one, they have the resources and they have the talent pool. And they kind of go into details in terms of how they're going to create this. So for the first phase one, they'll have $15,000 as their space drop, and then they'll have a 3D NFT as well. So these are all things that are going to happen in AR, real life, around where you are, right? And if you're walking around using GPS and you look around and you see D-Drops dropping things in your area, like that's going to be really, really exciting. It's going to bring a lot of people and have that craze, that hype that Pokemon Go had back when it was like 2018, 2019, and when that was the craze. The aspect of putting this into an app, it's going to bring a lot of people that are not actually in crypto. Not a lot of people actually are in crypto that you would think. And this kind of brings that pull to like, oh, why don't we get in on this? We can get profit, play to earn, right? Just by playing this real life game, you can be rewarded with BNB, you can be rewarded with drop tokens, you can get NFTs, like doing this with your friends, going around near areas. It's adventure, it's different, it's new, and it's something that's going to become like a lot of the norm. And they're trying to develop something that inside of the BSC space, I actually haven't seen any. I don't think anyone has successfully done this. And I can see that this is going to be very, very, very big. And it's going to pump a lot of people up with, like, in terms of they're going to be ready to buy this like soon as they can. And basically what their philosophy is, as you can see, is they want to envision a symbiotic future where tech enhances our daily lives and integrates seamlessly with our surroundings. For us, this is an exciting future where we want to make a contribution towards. Furthermore, we would strive to make a world a fun place to live in by adding excitement to our daily lives through rewarding adventurous trips in search for treasures. So if you look at this and you think about what their meaning is, they want to actually integrate the tech and they want to put that into our daily lives. They want to make this something that's going to impact our lives and make something much better, right? If you look at it in a different aspect, there's many things that aren't there yet with crypto, and there isn't many things that normal people outside of crypto are involved in. This is a good way, you download the app, you get involved, and you don't actually have to be so technology based to be a part of this, and you could actually contribute, you could be a part of it. And how they've developed everything, it's really nice, really, really well put together in terms of graphics and how they've actually made things. Basically, what they want to do is how they're putting it together is 40% of 40% of the talent is gonna be there to help out, right? So you can actually request, you could be a part of the D drops community, and you can actually, be a part of their whitelist. You can be a part in terms of requesting. So if you have an idea, you have something you want to be a part of, you want to create something, you can always be a part of D drops, right? And they'll tell you how to participate, how to be a part of it. You can be in the talent group and work with the team. So you could actually be a part of D drops. And being a part of something this big, this early is definitely something that can be very beneficial, right? So let's go more detail. Let's go into more detail. The white paper, this is the first version of the white paper, and they go into a lot of detail. So I kind of want to just do a little skim through in terms of what they want to create, what their concept is. So basically what their concept is for the DOP token. So it's the D drops token is going to be traded on BSC. There will be like a little tax in terms of the transactions done that's going to go to a pool. This pool is basically going to be the prize pool that's going to be raised for all of the treasures to be found in the AR space. All right. So let's say like there's a lot of transactions going to be made. Drop token is going to be provided to those people, or BNB, and or even NFTs, and those will actually affect your, like, you'll be gaining that. So you find a treasure, let's say you find something rare, you might get like $200-300. Like, you never know, right? You can get up to like it really depends. And it's also a deflationary token, so over time the D drops value will increase. So holding on to it, buying in early, and being an investor, you will actually be involved in something that's going to push towards the newer future, the augmented reality future. And that's kind of the goal that they're trying to create. So in terms of the decentralization, so they want to be transparent, they want to be fair, and they want to be a part of the new crypto world, and they want to push that, and they want to be like the front runners of that, and they want to push with the blockchain technology. So their idea isn't just to create something that's just going to be on the chain. They want to be the ones that are pushing the technology, bringing AR to crypto, right? And that's the type of team you want to be involved with. You want to be a part of something that's going to push something to the newer future. And as crypto is going forward, you want to be a part of projects that are going into the future. And that's what D drops is trying to develop. So in terms of the tokenomics, basically they'll have 100% total supply that'll be distributed amongst the private sale, the pre-sale, the liquidity, the team, the talent, and the partners, as well as the treasury. So a lot of this is to develop everything and put everything together. And you want to be a part of this. You want to try and get into the pre-sale, try to get into the public sale, get in and be a part of, be a part of D drops as early as you can. They want to be able to have token supply. Like that, so they're saying here they actually want to have 10% token supply. They want to have a certain amount that's going to be locked, and they want it so that they are able to be, sometimes they actually want to do events. Like, let's say you want to do a New Year's hunt, you want to do a Christmas adventure, you want to do things that match. You have Thanksgiving coming up, you kind of want to make some type of events for every single time. And it's kind of like a game, but it's also kind of like something real life. So this is something that's really, really, really going to be, up and coming, and it's going to be something that a lot of other people are going to pick up on. And usually when you're in on a project that's the first to do something, they always do the best. And I can see drops is going to do that. It's going to be one of the better projects that push things and get things done, right? So basically here they'll have different types of things. They'll have a common, they'll have frequent, they'll have rare, and they'll have exotic. So what they kind of want to do is they want to set it to a certain value. So let's say $2, and they want $100 volume. $20, this much volume. So this is the needed volume that's required in order to get certain values, right? And as the volume increases, the more treasures are going to be dropped around the world. And how they created this and how they're creating a smart contract to have the ability to create multiple drops around the world automatically as the transactions and the volume increase or decrease is crazy, right? To have that ability to make something that is able to put these things on a map, it's an idea that hasn't been thought of, and it's something that's going to be very, very big. And we talked about, oh, okay, they'll have a mobile app so you can see where the treasures are hidden, right? So the D app, DDAP. So this is a nice way of putting the D drops and the D app. They want to create something that's going to have where the treasures are going to be hidden, different codes to find those treasures, claiming the treasures, and where it would be in terms of the location, right? It's going to have a code if you're trying to claim it, and then you'll have to have a minimum amount to be able to claim it. So it's really nice. It's something that I can see a lot of people being hyped around. A lot of people currently, if you look into their Telegram and you look into how they've developed things, they've got a community already arising for it. And a lot of people are really, really, really happy to be a part of D drops and be a part of like early buying, right? And they kind of go into detail a lot in terms of cyber attacks and issues with like being susceptible to cyber attacks. When I was reading through this white paper, there's a lot of times where they discuss this and they've gone to further measures to ensure there is no issue with it. A lot of problems with augmented reality and things like this that are very new is there's chances of people causing issues with, using things like locations to, spoof locations to try and claim multiple at the same time, try and do things in different ways and try to get away with like hacking or like finding a way through it. They've gone to multiple extents to make sure that you're able to have a safe game and not have these things happen, right? And ensuring this is primary. When you have hackers and you have people using spoofs and things like that, it causes a lot of problems. And that was kind of like the downfall of Pokemon Go to some extent back then, where a lot of people would spoof locations that go all the way around the world and they would get things done. I can see that they've tried to find a solution to make sure that there is no issues with that and that we won't be having this issue, right? So the way they've gone to the extent to make sure there is no issues and to force things that are going to be developed fairly, that's what's going to make this like a very bullish project. And that's where I can see this becoming a lot bigger and pushing to things that are going to be unimaginable and things that are going to be crazy, right? Basically, they have different ways of how they're going to make things. They also have the idea of advertising, right? Think about the idea of, let's say Xbox comes out with a new Xbox, right? How is D drops going to do any, like, what would D drops be affected by it? Basically, what D drops can do is they can actually place advertising on the new Xbox inside the D drops game. They could put charities and they could put different NFTs, logos for different things. As this gets bigger, it could be easily monetized. It can be used in a way that a lot of bigger companies, bigger things, models, influencers, company managers can all put this and use this as a metaverse. The D drops could become a metaverse in the future. Like, it really depends on how it becomes and how it develops. So I definitely see a lot of potential in terms of how D drops is developing their AI system and their future and how they're actually pushing to things that haven't been made yet, right? And it's very simplistic in terms of the idea of what they want to accomplish. So when they do plan on making things like this, I don't see an issue with it, and I don't see like a problem that's going to come up that's going to be caused, right? So what I see here is a lot of buy pressure and a lot of things like that. So try your best, get into the pre-sale if you can. It's very, very hard. It's very competitive to get into the pre-sale, but in the case where the pre-sale like has been filled out and things like that, always try to buy in on launch, even though you can get in on the pre-sale. Buying in for more, because you're limited in terms of how much you can get into the pre-sale. Buying more in on launch and waiting for that initial marketing and waiting for that push to happen is what's going to push these things to do well. And as you can see, the team is completely doxed. Like they have all of their information out, they have everything. So in terms of if you're worried about like, oh, it's a scam or anything like that, there's no issues with that. And they've gone to the phases and multiple phases, testing to ensure things have done thoroughly, right? So if you do find this really, really nice and you think this is something good, and I've brought like, a lot of good information, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll leave all the information below about D drops. And I can't wait to see you guys next time.